Hi, this is Keith Swenson again, and this video is to show you briefly how to get a site of your own and how to set it up. Now, first, just a little bit of a review. Weaver tracks everything in a workspace. Those workspaces hold information about meetings, about documents, discussion topics, and action items. There's a lot of other videos that go into the details of how you use those, so we won't go through that today. But the thing to remember is that all of these things are contained in workspaces, and then the workspaces are the things that people are allowed to access. So you can have multiple workspaces with different sets of people to access to them, and that's how you do access control. At a higher level, we have sites. So all of the workspaces will belong to a site. And if you'd like to use Weaver and you'd like to set up workspaces, you will request and we will give you a site. And then within that site, you can create all the workspaces you want to. And what we recommend, of course, is that you create a sandbox workspace that you can play in and that you can invite people to and try things out. But then you create a couple of separate production workspaces where you're actually doing the work, and that keeps the experimental stuff separate from what you're actually doing. So what we're going to focus on today is how to get a site. There's two steps to this. The first is that you have to set up a login. You have to be able to log into it, and if you don't already have a password, you'll need to request a password, get a login to the Weaver site. Then you request a site. After you have received the site, you can then create workspaces as you wish and assign people to them, invite people to them, and all that stuff. So let me show you how that works. Now there's a couple of ways that you might get to here. You can come through the Circle Weaver site and choose a link from there. You may be sent this directly, but this is the basic page that you get to if you've never been to Weaver. And you have two options here, to log in or to request a site. Either way, you're going to have to start by logging in. So let me just take you through the scenario by clicking on request a site here. Now the first thing it's going to say, do you have a login address? And this will actually send you an email verification if you don't yet have a login. So let me just go ahead and do this, and I'll enter in an email address. I've entered the same email address in twice just to make sure that we got it right so we don't accidentally send some email to anybody else. And I click on that, and it says it sent me an email. Here's a sample inbox. I got this message here. It's to the email address that I said, and right now I need to set my password, so I'll do that. Simply click on that, enter the name and the password. Like most password setting boxes, you need to enter the password twice. I click save, and now I'm logged in. I'm now at step 2. I'm going to provide the name for my site. So today's site is going to be about cookie baking. Whatever you want to put here, it's a descriptive name. Don't make it too long, but keep it simple. The next, it's going to suggest a key value, and this has to be 4 to 8 letters or numbers long. It's put some things here. Maybe I just want to use cookie. That's good enough. This will be part of the URL. This is the only thing you can't change, so pick a good value there. Now that I've done that, give me a description. Clearly you can change this later if you want to. It's no problem, but it's good to have a good starting point. Then if you've been given a pre-approval code, you can use the pre-approval code at this point. And I don't have one at this point, so just go ahead and click next. And then this is a simple question to make sure you're not a robot. I think you can probably do that without my help. You've got all the information here. To look over it one last time, you can back up and change some things if you didn't get it right. But if this all looks good, then go ahead and request the site. And now it's been requested. The administrator will receive that request in a day or two, will respond to it, and you'll get an email message back. When your site has been granted, you'll get an email message that looks like this. It basically says that your site's been granted, and here's your site name, and here's a link to it. What you'll want to do is just click on this site name here, and it'll take you to your site. Now, once again, if you're not logged in, you can now enter the password that you set earlier and log in, and it takes you to your site here. And your site doesn't have any workspaces in it. Click on the list of workspaces. We don't see any workspaces here, and so the first thing you want to do is create a sandbox workspace. Now you've got a workspace with all of the things that you expect in a workspace. So that's all we have for today's demo. This showed you how to log in for the first time and how to request a site, and then once you receive that site, how to create your first workspace and get going on trying it out. Thanks very much. Good luck on your new sites.